Pat Bev came out. Shout out to Pat Bev. He said, James Harden is definitively better than Dwyane Wade.
That's crazy.
Well, D Wade used that word though. He just said he's better.
He said definitive.
Nah, D Wade put that word into it though.
Did you see the clip though?
No, but Pat Bev did say he's better. But what's wrong with that?
Pat Bev said James Harden
He's allowed
is
to have his opinion.
better.
He is allowed to have his
D
opinion.
Wade is basically saying, no, you can't say that because we're all him. But you could have that opinion, you know?
I think, like I said, I think it's the firmness of it. Pause. I think.
Pause.
So,
Pause the rest of the conversation.
Right.
Now you're good.
So, I think when you don't respect who it's coming from on a level, it just makes it more disrespectful to you. Like it's like if you played at the highest level, you feel me? You played overseas.
Yeah.
So it's just like if somebody in the park is like, yo, you dead trash. Then it's just like
people on the internet say I never touched a basketball. And my AVI, I have a basketball in my hand playing overseas. Like I don't really listen to the nonsense, but he's allowed to have that opinion, and he played with James Harden and against D Wade, so he's actually better. He has a better understanding of his opinions than like 99% of people.
I think
in that regard.
But it can go on bias too. You can go on
He could
who
be
you like.
Well, he played with Jay. There is everybody has bias.
Right. I think the nuance that's missing in the statement though, it doesn't come off as like an opinion, and I think that's.
Well,
if
earlier you said LeBron
advocate,
is better than Jordan. He's saying James Harden is better than D Wade. Like, what are you gonna say? Like, I kind of
no, but if it's like, all right, cool. Like, if I say LeBron is better than Jordan, and it's not even close, and then I start just listing a bunch of stuff, I'm actually trying to support that claim to make it more factual than it is an opinion.
So you're saying he had no support on that claim, like, because James Harden's the greatest offensive engine
I think
one of the greatest offensive engines ever.
So
I think
for me,
Kevin Durant. I'll take Kevin
Doesn't
Durant.
winning factor into this though?
James Harden has led the league in scoring, has led the league in assists, and he's a former MVP.
And he changed the game.
And he averaged 37 points a game.
He changed the rules of the game, and I feel
100%.
like you can respect. I feel like you can respect one, and I think the part that D Wade said is essential in basketball comparisons. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan of him. I think the best part of what he said was you can say that you like somebody else's game, like you prefer it better, as opposed to outright just saying I'm better. Because it's just like, all right, cool. Like
so you can't have a definitive opinion in sports? That's crazy.
I feel like definitive.
That's insane.
It doesn't make it an opinion though. You're saying it's definite. It's kind of oxymoron. Like your contradiction. Like it's a contradiction.
How's it a contradiction?
If it's definitive, you're saying it's definite.
Obviously his opinion. That's assumed.
Well, what prompted him to say
when
this?
He's speaking, huh?
What prompted him to say this?
I think he's just trying to get on the scene, to be honest, because he's relaunching his show.
Oh, so
because he even said
Pat
on the
Bev is
same,
bigger in podcasting than D Wade is in podcasting.
He is, but
anyway.
he also said Damian Lillard is not a Hall of Famer.
Oh, that's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? Like
That's
I think
just
he's
crazy,
just
though.
saying sound bites, hoping that it hits the algorithm.
That's crazy.
Damian Lillard not a Hall of Famer.
I didn't hear him say that.
Yeah, he did. He said if we're not allowing Derrick Rose, the youngest MVP, to we not putting him in the Hall of Fame, he can't say that Damian Lillard. I feel like that's bad crazy comparison because I like D Rose.
Well, no, so then he didn't really say that Dame Lillard. He's just saying if he's saying D Rose not in, then Dame's not in. That's what he said.
He's saying
I don't know. I didn't hear it. So
no. That's what I'm saying. He said firmly. He said, hell no. Like he said, hell no.
That's crazy.
I think that's crazy.
When does winning count though? Like if you're comparing two players, when does actually winning?
I think it matters. I think it matters to certain people when they like that person.
That's when they throw it in?
I think so.
But as players, when players, again, if they don't like you as a player and they never liked you on the court as well too, you're going to get, he played with James Harden. So he's going to give James Harden that bump or that push because he never played with D.
Everybody has biases, yeah.
He has no allegiance or alliance to
and I think if you know the backstory, I think there is salt there because he got drafted to Miami and
D Wade was
like, no. He never played for Miami. But when he first started getting minutes,
Pat Bev gonna do? Nothing.
No, but when he first started getting minutes, it was under James. So I do understand why you're rolling with your guy, and I do think it's more biased than it is like a strong opinion.
But
I feel like
every
Pat
former
Bev took
player
my guy Scott Machado
has a podcast. All these former players have a podcast.
Current players,
they got these gripes and they voicing them.
Let me ask you this. You said you've been doing podcasting now for about 7 years, right? Now, do you feel that the podcast industry has become saturated with former players and everybody putting themselves out there?
It's not saturated because everybody's doing it, but not everybody's doing it at a high level. So I think you separate yourself by just being great and being consistent. I don't think it's oversaturated.
Yeah.
If you're not really into it, then you could. It seems oversaturated, you know. But if you're into it, yeah,
Right.
they're just all food. No, I'm just playing.
How did you feel about Paul George having more episodes than games played last season?
See, no. Actually, I thought he's an excellent podcaster.
I do too.
Yeah, he's a good podcaster.
I do too. I think
he shouldn't have
maybe
stopped.
he should it might
Keep
be
podcasting, lay off the PEDs. You're good.
But he said mental health reasons. Shout out to mental health.
Yeah. Shouts to mental
Oh, that
health.
was his excuse?
Yeah.
PEDs,
That was his
yeah.
reason.
the reason for
That was
the
his reason.
PEDs.
Oh yeah, for the potting, right? For the stopping potting.
Once you say mental health,
You got
Yeah,
leave
Yo,
it.
Dylan Brooks said
game's
all
over, kid.
podcasts or NBA players are not good because they're focused on podcasting. He told that to Neon.
Yeah, I know.
is he out? He's still out, right?
Yeah, he broke
his hand.
Yeah, I know. So
He was having a great
He was having a great
season,
season
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Dylan
Having a great
Brooks.
season.
Oh,
He's a
yeah,
little off.
Yeah, he is having a
he
great
had
season.
Phoenix in the mix.
Yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs.
Does Kevin Durant impact winning?
That's a great question. I don't
Impact
think so
winning?
anymore.
To a certain level. It's a cap.
I
what
think
he
he
impacts.
allows
with
him
the
to
Warriors.
be competitive.
Who
I
couldn't
don't
do that
think-
with the Warriors? They won
Nah.
73 games without him, and then he joined that team.
Yeah.
Like who?
Yeah, I'm rolling.
And they lost Harrison.
H2O couldn't
They
have.
lost Harrison. They lost Harrison Barnes, and then gained Kevin Durant. And they already
So you're
won
basically
73.
saying he's great. You're basically saying he's great.
No, I'm saying that he's one of other.
He made it
Yeah,
conclusive.
Yeah, he was one of the greatest players of all time, and then you join a 73.
Well, is he one of the
winning
greatest
team?
Wait, but
players
he
of all
still
time?
is though.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Right now, today.
He's not. He's 38, putting
Yeah,
up
he's
20
still,
plus.
yeah, I like Kevin Durant, but I just don't like what he
But the
did.
vibes are weird on that team.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Well,
I
Houston,
just.
right?
Think, I'm gonna be honest. I
that's
don't
the
think
problem.
he should have ever
I
left
thought
Brooklyn.
that Houston would have been one like they should have.
I don't
weird.
think he ever should have left
Playing
Brooklyn. Bro.
footsies with me over here.
That's why I keep
Why?
moving over.
Why?
I
He should
feel
have never
like
left OKC.
There you
yeah,
go.
that's a conversation
Yeah.
for
There
like,
you go.
That's
And they should have kept James Harden.
100%.
They won
should have kept
championship.
Westbrook
They didn't
too.
see that
And
in
Westbrook.
James
Yo,
Harden.
that was a
Well,
squad.
they had a
yeah.
They didn't
squad.
see.
They
Yeah.
didn't. They
They,
didn't.
no, I don't
That
think
was
anybody
definitely-
saw James Harden doing this.
It's stupid though because if you watch the Spurs, like when they beat the Spurs, it was off James back.
They went to
James
the
had he had a great series, and he shrunk in the finals.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he was a
that's-
6-man too. I don't
That's
know
the
what
story
you
of
said.
his life.
Yeah, that's
That's the
I
story
seen
of
Don't do
his
that.
life.
Don't do that.
Listen,
That's one of
man,
the best
people miss
offensive players
games.
ever.
I seen them be on the court and miss games.
Right.
Harden, so you know what I'm saying? Like,
Night
I
off.
think
yeah,
I
he
think the
take
way
a lot of nights off
if
on
I'm
the court.
if I'm gonna shoot him any bail, I don't think he takes a night off. I think the way he plays is high usage, and I do feel like there's a sense of burnout by the time he gets there.
It's a lot of.
It's not.
Yeah,
you
no,
can't
not
play,
burn
You
out.
can't play that way in the playoffs. It
LeBron
gets you,
did.
huh?
LeBron did.
But that's why he's better than people.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You can't say that
That's
to
why
LeBron
Bron is
fan.
better. Huh?
So I'm gonna say what they have going on in OKC is something special, man. They find ways to like be the best, right? That even what they're doing now, like if a mainstream team was doing what OKC was doing, they'll be like one of the best teams in history of the NBA. Like, but they're not getting their just due because they're in Oklahoma City. Like, you know,
They're not getting it. Yeah, they are.
nah, they're not.
Everybody got them as
nah.
favorites still.
Nah.
Yeah.
they still got
Yeah.
SGA as an
Yeah.
That's what I'm
MVP, and I don't
saying.
see it.
Yeah.
Who's your MVP?
Mine?
Yeah.
It was Cade. But I feel like it's gonna be Shea or Joker. I feel like it's between those three. I would want Wemby if Cade didn't get it, personally.
Wemby?
Yeah.
Not this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think because
Hey,
of
he's gonna get defensive player.
Defensive player of the
They don't
year.
have to give him
Don't-
MVP because
and he's getting better towards the
He
end
didn't
of the
really.
season.
He didn't
Yeah.
like it for the first half of the season. He didn't really drive offense. It was like
Right.
a dynamic guard play.
Wemby,
Wemby,
right?
Wemby.
Yeah, he wasn't.
And he was on a minutes
And he was
restriction.
minute, yeah,
Right.
But
yeah.
now, second half, he's probably the most valuable.
yeah.
Second half of the season, he's the most
I like his
valuable.
attitude, man.
I like the chemistry
I like
of the
that.
team.
Yeah, he really explained it well why he thinks he's the MVP.
Yeah,
though.
he did.
He explained it really well.
Without sounding desperate. It wasn't like Joel Embiid.
He threw his
Oh,
defense in
that
there.
was that was a crime.
He went on a
how
media
got
run.
it.
Yeah.
That was a crime how he got it.
He explained it like
whined.
what? He said his defensive part of the game is what should make him the MVP.
Oh, he said
Yeah.
three things. He
Yeah.
said that Defense is 50% of the game. He said he beat OKC 4 times this season, and then he even pointed out 3 times with their full team.
Right.
And then he also said that offense is not just scoring. So he gave you 3 points why he's the MVP. And everybody looked at each other. They were like, he's not wrong.
He's not.
Yeah.
OKC can't beat the Spurs. I think the Spurs are a real title contender this year, and people are going to start talking about them.
They're
a
definitely
real title
title
contender.
contenders.
My top 5 MVP candidates in order: Cade. Then I have
Brunson.
No, I have Joker. I have Joker. I have Jaylen Brown. Right, Jaylen Brown. He was in my top 5. Now that Tatum's back, he's probably not gonna even get it. I think
Tatum
my top
messed,
3.
Tatum messed up his MVP.
Joker's averaging a triple-double.
Oh, Wemby
don't
and
put
then
Luka in there?
Wemby and then Jaylen Brown. I mean, I'm sorry, Jalen Brunson, number 5.
Luka had like 7.
Luka's wilding out though.
Luka's at like 7.
Luka's at like 7?
Impact
For me.
He has no impact.
Why?
Man.
They're on a
He
winning
don't have no
streak.
impact. They're third in the West.
So why you have him 7?
The Lakers are like
Why you have him
like-
7?
Because everybody else is having better seasons.
So
Joker,
name the 6 you have in front of him.
Cade has Detroit number 1 in the East. I'll give you the reason.
Absolutely.
No.
All right, Cade. Wemby, for what we just spoke about.
Okay.
Third, Shea, because he hasn't missed a beat. He just beat
got
Will
better,
Chamberlain.
Okay.
He got better, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
We're up to 4.
I said Joe?
You say
I didn't say
Joker?
Joker.
He's averaging a triple-double. He's averaging a triple-double.
High
How much I'm
triple-double.
at?
That's 4.
That's
Four
4.
center.
So you throw
Jaylen
Luka in
Brown.
there.
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Jaylen
Okay.
Brown was
5.
there.
That's 5.
Luka might be 6.
Okay.
I don't
I
know.
can live with that.
But second half of the season, Luka's higher than 6.
That's a good list.
Second half of the season, yeah, but I'm factoring the start too. Like
of
I feel
course.
like I always cater my pick to how you look going into the playoffs compared to how you started the season.
Cade's definitely up there.
You think the Lakers could make any kind of noise in the playoffs?
Yeah, they can make noise.
Western
Tough
Conference
defensively
Finals?
to win it all with the way their team is built, but they could definitely make noise. They have 3 of the best players in the league.
What's noise? Not getting swept again?
Nah, they're not going to get swept.
Conference Finals is
I
noise.
think LeBron knows his role now on the team. And
I
he
agree.
realized it's Luka's team, and he's filling in the gaps in a way that we've never seen another superstar do it. You know, an aging superstar.
I think he.
Like Mike on the Wizards, he was done.
But I
LeBron,
think he's on the fence about Reeves.
Who?
LeBron.
I think Austin
just had him on
Reeves
the
is
show.
fence.
Yeah, but he's on the fence with Reeves. Like he'll give him
LeBron is
some
that
run.
political.
One game and then the next game he'll pull it back.
Political what?
He's like the guy who tells the coach, like on the side, he'll be with you with the players, like, yo, bro,
I feel like you're like that,
They go
H2O.
back to the coach. They go to the coach and be like, yo, he was smoking weed, man. Like,
Don't put him in the game.
Don't put him in the game.
Don't
coach.
put him in the game.
Like
Nah,
that's
that's
I get
crazy.
that vibe from LeBron.
So you basically
like,
saying LeBron's a snitch.
Like, he's a snitch, bro.
Like, yo,
Like, I
coach,
think
that's crazy.
that.
Coach, you
I
broke
feel
curfew last night.
LeBron's
Coach.
crazy.
You know you don't like LeBron.
Like,
I feel like
do you feel that? No.
I feel like Bron just he makes you have to perform. Like he makes you have to perform, and I feel like people try to make that a bad thing. Bro,
Not a bad thing.
I'm LeBron. I garnish all this attention on the floor. If I kick it out to you at the
Knock it
3,
out. Yeah, knock it
make
out.
the shot.
Yeah.
But that's less of his
D'Angelo
role
Russell-
now. That's less of his role now.
Right, but
now
I'm
he's playing
saying-
off the ball.
I'm
a lot
saying
more.
D'Angelo Russell had a playoff game 0 points, bro. That's not me making you score 0. That's actually very bad.
Zero's
Very
possible.
bad.
Well,
0?
But
0?
D'Angelo Russell.
Have
man,
you ever
he's-
scored 0?
Never.
Then
Not in the game. Not in the game that I played and
you
I'm
see,
getting minutes.
when I tell you
Nah, that's wild.
0 is crazy, bro.
But D.
That's not his
Russell likes
role
to have
to
the
score.
basketball in his hands, so
You're the point guard.
yeah, he likes to have the basketball in his hands.
Yeah, LeBron don't like
guys
play.
who are
LeBron
lob threats,
doesn't like.
guys who are catch and shoot play best with LeBron when LeBron was at his best.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
made players catch and shoot players. He made
Yeah.
Rondo into a catch and
J.R.
shoot
Smith?
player. Like that was crazy.
So who's better, Dellavedova or Chris Paul? I'm only asking him.
All right, start bench cut. Start bench cut. Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, Chris Paul.
Ben Steve, start Jason Kidd, cut Chris Paul.
I agree with starting Kidd.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he got no
Yeah, I
love
agree
for
with that.
him.
I agree
He
with
got no
that.
love for CP.
Now we starting Kid on any team.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd, he's
Kidd.
another
You see,
one.
they had. You see,
can have no
I did the street
points.
interview. They thought Brunson was better than Kidd.
Yeah, he is.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, they're making up stuff, man. You think he's better
Nah,
than him?
I did the street
Yeah, nah, I
interviews.
saw
Like,
that one.
I was,
You
I
think
was,
I saw
no,
that.
hell no.
Okay, okay,
Kidd's
okay.
definitely better. But I was like, Nets Kidd or Jalen Brunson. They were all.
They
Most
said
of the people said Brunson.
Yeah.
They
We're in
said
2026. Nobody even knows Jason Kidd played basketball. They only know him from coaching. They only know him as the coach.
Brunson. Listen, he got
crazy.
the Nets to two
As
chips,
the
man.
Mavericks.
That's crazy.
They
He
don't.
got the
I
Nets
watched-
to back-to-back
I was
chips.
watching some footage from like the past, and I saw Jason Kidd. I saw how empty it was in New Jersey. New Jersey will never get a professional basketball team ever again. Like
They don't
Seattle and
they don't
Vegas
deserve
are,
it.
though.
What they did, they should.
No, Brooklyn
They
Nets
should.
need to retire. Bro.
Nah, they don't.
Oh,
They
yeah,
sell
yeah,
out
he
every
said-
night.
Wait, hold on, he-
Brooklyn Nets been
Scott
horrible.
did
Well,
say
that's
he had
tickets,
some
man.
smoke.
Yeah, I
He
do,
said he had some smoke
You
from
played the
Brooklyn.
game with me right
Doesn't
there.
matter.
Yeah.
Wait, what's your
Shit
smoke
on
from Brooklyn?
Flatbush, son.
No,
He down the block.
The
What's your
arena's,
smoke?
the arena's great, but yo, they
Yeah, we
not a good
hold
team.
on.
at all, bro.
We
They
gonna
horrible.
get them a sponsor here, man.
Nah,
Brooklyn
Nets.
Nets, man.
Let's go
Yeah, Let's go Nets, man.
We love you out
Yeah,
here.
Brooklyn, man.
That facility's dope. They built.
What was
across
I
the
talking
street.
about?
So that's
It
their
is.
practice facility.
No,
Nah,
practice
it's like-
facility right here.
Practice facility is literally.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I remember
Yeah.
that. I played a 3-on-3 there once.
Word?
I know. Yeah.
I did a media day
Yeah.
there once.
Yeah.
It's
I
nice
forgot
in
about
there.
that place.
Which one?
Yeah.
Right
Right
So
there?
they got like they got 3 spots.
Yeah, they
got
do.
Barclays, they got the practice, and they got that other joint.
Yeah, yeah.
Makes
That's-
you wonder why they so
That's
bad.
for the kids, right?
Yeah.
The one by where Modell's used to be?
But they probably
Yeah,
could go in
across
there
the
and shoot
street.
around before a game if they wanted.
They
so.
can, but it's not for that. Yeah, it's right there in the corner, right? You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the Brooklyn Nets. Hopefully that they put these picks into use. Instead
Hopefully.
of actually trade, they can trade some of the picks to get like a really good player as well too. Like
Nah. Get the bench to.
They should
And
build
start
it on Igor Deming.
Yeah, they
He don't
can't
even
go
believe-
wrong.
he don't
They
believe
can't
it.
go
Nah, I
wrong. They
think
get
he's
in the
good.
top
They
three.
gotta get the
Why
bench.
they making him into a spot
They
up
gotta
shooter?
get in the
The
top three,
bench.
man.
If
Oh.
they get the bench.
Nah, the Benson needs to go to the Wizards.
now the Wizards are gonna be
The
really
Wizards,
good next
I
year.
think the Wizards, they
we
already
didn't
got
talk
too
about
much
tanking.
structure.
You following
Oh yeah.
You
There's only
following
one way to
college
fix
ball?
tanking:
How's that?
relegation.
I agree.
Send 2 teams to the G League.
I agree.
Oh, it's like the Premier League.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's how soccer
Okay.
does
There you
it.
go.
I mean, football does it.
Yo, I
Actually,
don't
basketball
get-
overseas is like that too.
Explain
Yeah,
that.
everything in Europe
And then I
does
remember
that.
because I
relegate.
played on bottom feeder teams overseas, and you're still actually playing for. It's kind of fun,
Right.
actually. At the end of the
Explain
season,
that.
'cause you're playing
Explain
for
that.
some-
Explain that to me.
So the bottom 2 teams go down to a lesser league or the league that's below them,
So
and
that-
2 teams from that league go up.
Yeah.
So that'll be the Wizards and
So-
the Nets.
Yeah, so nobody would
No,
take.
the
So you
Kings.
would have season tickets to the G League next year.
Right.
That'd be the Kings, right?
No,
The
that-
Kings
I
don't
think
deserve
I
the
like
picks.
that actually. That
Yeah,
I
they
don't,
should
I don't,
do that,
I don't
but that's
know.
what they do.
Again, off
How
topic,
can that
I
ever
don't know
happen?
why
They
the
don't have
Sacramento
another
Kings are
lesser
that
league.
bad.
I do.
They have DeMar DeRozan on paper, Zach LaVine. You have Russell Westbrook.
These are names of the past, though.
No, but
not,
it shouldn't be that. The
no,
worst
not
team
not
in the league.
only not only they deserve to be as bad as they are because they make horrible decisions. They got DeMar DeRozan.
They traded Tyrese Halliburton.
and
That
Zach
was their worst
LaVine.
season.
back, and they were both in
They
Chicago.
were both
already.
in Chicago. You saw that it didn't work, and you said, "Hey, that's what we want." Right? Not only that, you traded De'Aaron Fox to San Antonio, where he said he wanted to go, got nothing in return. So hey, we got
Wait,
a
wait, wait.
star point guard, and we're gonna pair him up with Wemby. Got nothing in return. Now you have Malik Monk, you have Russell Westbrook. They
You
just got
Sabonis,
players,
You got Sabonis too.
and he's been injured all season.
Yo, they just made the playoffs 2
That
years
was Mike,
ago.
Mike
Who
Brown,
up
and then
there? I
they
understand
fired,
what
they
I'm
fired,
saying.
they fired
They
Mike
deserve
Brown
it.
the very
Yeah.
next year.
They deserve it. They
After making the
deserve where they
playoffs,
are.
yeah,
right
they
now.
are. Yeah, Sacramento, man.
They
you
deserve
deserve
where
where
they
you
are.
are, man.
They're not gonna sponsor us, right?
Yeah, nah.
Fuck Sacramento Kings.
Hey, I
Alright,
did
man,
go
yo.
to Sacramento State, though.
How much
Man.
time
Shout
you
out to
got?
Mike Bibby, man.
How much time you got left for us?
That's probably the last
Oh,
time.
I
we
can
were
stay for
relevant.
all
Yeah.
night. I do this all day. That's what I
All
do.
right. Just do one more segment. You
Yeah.
cool with that? All right. Come right back.
Yo,
to
bro,
That's White Collar Podcast.
I gotta do my podcast.
Sportsmanlike conduct.